Okay, in part one, you guys seen the axles and all them put in. See, the axles are put in, brand new axles on both sides. We showed you how to do that, which is pretty simple. There's the other side. Okay, now we're gonna work on the transmission. You have this. This is your drain plug. If it'll, yeah, and it's on the bottom of the transmission. And I'm not really sure what is that? It's a 5/16. See right there, it's a 5/16. That's what you need. The reason we're draining it is because we're going to convert it from automatic transmission fluid, and we're going to flush it all out, and then we're going to put high mile synthetic motor oil in it. Seems to be a lot better, shifting wise. Is what I've heard. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to lower the transmission, and we're going to drain it out. So we're going to show you how to do that. Right there's where your plug is at. It's right there. That's where you drain it, and pretty easy to get to. But that's where it's your drain plug. So what we're doing now is we're getting ready to drop the transmission so we can drain the rest of the fluid out.
And all we have is a few bolts to take off and pull the shift selector out.
So once we get those bolts out, we'll come back and show you. We got the shift selector off. This ain't really the way you're supposed to fill your transmission, but it's the easiest. But you can see down in there how clean it looks and everything, which that's great.
That's your shift forks for the pieces that you're looking at.
Yeah, that's the shift forks down in there. You can see a little bit of the gear set down in there. But we're using this Honda as a workbench at the moment. But over there is your gear selector over there.
This is actually his gear selector. I'm cleaning everything up, check everything. This is actually has the AGP shift selector, which is this piece right here. This one, I can't even think what this one is. Possibly different. This one's actually, we've already pulled it apart and replaced it because he was having a little bit of third gear grind and a little bit of fifth gear when you were shifting. This one's actually, this one right here that's AGP. This one's for your first, third, and fifth extension if it's grinding. And then this one right here is actually a billet one. This one's for your I believe second, fourth, and reverse. But if you have any grind between those, but they look fine. There's no play in them, so we're gonna put it back on the car.
I think we found our boosting issue with the car. This was the wire coming out of the fuel pump. This is the connector. As you can tell, it wasn't put together very well. I did not do this. It was like this when I bought the car. So we're going to have to fix that. So whoever did this, need to go back to school. Alright guys, we're putting in the Rewire Kit. You can see that red wire right there. That's your power. Hook that to the alternator. And then it runs back all underneath the car here. I don't know if you can see it, but
It's kind of just laying on the ground at the moment.
yeah, but we gotta well, let me get situated. Yeah, right there's the Rewire Kit right there. And it's going to come back from the alternator to right here. These are we got to change that end because somebody rigged it up wrong, and I was getting a lot of boost cut and not enough fuel, so I'm thinking that's what the issue was. Leaning out a lot. But we're going to drop the fuel pump, and we're going to take the tank, we're going to drop the fuel tank, and we're going to put a Wahlberg 255 in it. Kind of hoping that it doesn't have already a Wahlberg in it. I have no clue. We'll find out when we drop the tank. We've already got our fuel line off here, and we got to take the filler neck off. Which it's like right there. You can see it with the clamp. Yeah, it's right there. You take that off, and then you got your two straps. You got a strap here, where my finger's at, and then you got another strap over there, and that's how you drop your tank. But the old school Neons, the first gens, some of their tanks was metal and some of them was plastic. It just all depend. But I prefer the plastic tank, that way it doesn't rust on you, so you don't have to worry about it. But we'll get this tank dropped and then we'll check in with you guys. Alright guys, we've already pulled out the tank. Here's the tank. We drained it completely of gasoline because we're going E85. It had 93 in it, so we're converting the SRT to E85. It's completely out of gas. I always wondered when I bought this car if it had a stage 3 pump in it or not. And we got the fuel pump over here sitting on the Honda. And here is the fuel pump. As you can see, it's a Walbro. And then there's your numbers. The F2000172. I ran those numbers on Google, and it's a stage 3 pump. So, it is a stage 3 pump. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but look at this. It says high on the filter. I thought that was pretty funny. But that's the update so far on the SRT. Then we're going to put in we got a new pump right here. This is the 255. And we got all the gaskets and everything we're going to put in here. And once we get that done, I'll check back in with you. Alright guys, we're going to be installing the gas tank back into the SRT4. And we're going to be hooking everything up. So we'll get back with you once that's done, because it's kind of hard to hold the phone and help him put the tank in. So once we get that done, then we'll show you what we're going to do next.
Alright guys, I don't know how well you can see it, but we got the pump back up. I've already resoldered and put in a new plug for him for his fuel pump and his ground for his pressure regulator back here. I'm sure he said something about it earlier about the wire was all messed up. It's laying over here. It was all kinds of rigged up, which this wire here, the one that was the worst, that's actually the power wire, the feed to the pump. So that could have been a lot of his fuel issue when I was tuning it the first time. But for extra precaution, we're actually installing a Rewire Kit. This is actually try to get it to focus. This is actually the power wire that's going to be running back to the pump now. That's going to be set up to a relay. I'm almost finished with it. I got to mount everything yet. And here's his relay that's going to be mounted underneath the car that helps control everything. And then I have to ground it. What this does, just basically ups the voltage supply to the fuel pump instead of having just a normal fuel supply. It's a really good upgrade for SRTs because a lot of the tunes that you get from off the shelf, like Diablo, like their canned tunes and stuff, they like to run just a little bit lean, in my opinion. This will actually help up the fuel pressure just a little bit. And that's what our goal is with him, because we're going to be running E85. So I like to have as much fuel as I can get possible while I'm tuning it, just to make sure we're not leaning out. And since he was having fuel issues with before and we was hitting boost cut. But he will get back with you once we get all this installed.
Thank you guys for watching today's video. I'm Bad Disturb, Mopar, no car.